Assalamualaikum. My name is Putri Hanis Dalaluti Abdullah and my matrix number is 057470. I'm going to present about liability insurance, specifically about public liability insurance. So liability insurance, also known as commercial insurance, that protects you in the event you are sued for claims that come within the coverage of your liability insurance policy. A type of liability insurance is public liability insurance. This type of insurance would cover a business if a customer or member of the public was to suffer a loss or injury as a result of its business activities. And if that person made a claim for compensation, the insurance would cover the compensation payment plus any legal expenses. Many businesses come in contact with the general public and interacting with them comes with risks. A customer could slip and fall on a wet floor, even if you put out warning signs. And you could wind up with a lawsuit on your hands. If someone files a lawsuit against your business for a reason covered by your policy, you file a claim with your insurance company. Your insurance company helps cover your legal costs and pay damage up to the limits of your policy.
Hello and Assalamualaikum. My name is Anis Natasha binti Khairuddin. My matrix number is 058589. So today I'm gonna explain about public liability insurance. So public liability insurance is considered essential in businesses which involve regular interaction between the members of the public and the company, such as retail businesses, restaurants, clinics, and many more. The public liability insurance covers your legal liability to a third party as a result of an accident happening in connection with your business operation. The insurance indemnifies you against all sums which you become legally liable for damage and claimant costs and expenses in respect of bodily injuries, including illnesses to any person, losses or damage to property, and legal expenses incurred in your legal proceeding defense.
Assalamualaikum. I want to talk about covers bodily injuries, including illnesses to any person. Bodily injury refers to physical harm and the result of that harm. The term is used in many types of business insurance to clarify what's covered by a policy. How bodily injuries work? If a client is injured of your business, property, or due to work being done by your firm, they may file a claim or sue due to bodily injury. Some policies limit bodily injury coverage to physical injuries, while other general liability policies contain a broader definition which can include shock, fright, mental injury, mental anguish, or humiliation. When physiological injuries are included, they generally cover only if the result from a physical injury. That's all.
Hello and Assalamualaikum. Today I will to talk about difference between loss or damage. In economic terms, the difference between loss and damage lies in that damage is perceived as the loss of property, and property valuables are protected by law and not based upon the economic value of the object, whereas loss is understood as the result of illegal activities or omissions of direct. Secondly, definitions: loss of property. Loss of property includes damage to property, loss of profit, and loss of use. Loss of property includes damage to property and loss of use. Loss includes destructions. Then, material loss or damage. After a fire, flood, burglary, earthquake, and, or other such event. There is obvious distractions, loss or damage to buildings, plants, and stock. This physical loss or damage is commonly insured under material damage policy. That's all. Thank you.
Public liability claim is a sort of personal injury claim brought against a property owner when a person is injured in an accident on property that is designed for public use. Legal expenses. The policy also covers the cost of engaging and paying an attorney to represent your company in a lawsuit filed by a customer or someone else. The maximum amount payable for one accident is determined by the indemnity limit you choose based on liability exposure in relation to your business operation. The significance of non-consumer insurance contract transparency. If you are applying for this insurance for purpose related to your trade, business or profession, you have a duty to disclose any matter that you know to be relevant to our decision and accepting the risk and determining the rates and terms to be applied, as well as any matter that a reasonable person in this circumstance could be expected to know to be relevant, otherwise it may result in the avoidance of contingencies. This application is to disclose for non-consumer insurance contract will last until the contract is entered into, changed or renewed. Public liability law is a branch of negligence law in which business, government or property owner have a duty of care or responsibility to the general public who utilize their space. Negligence in public liability. In addition to the foregoing elements, there are few things you and your legal team should be aware of before starting your claim. Negligence defense include: first, risk that was so obvious or visible that its existence and a warning to the public to be cautious were superfluous. Second, contributory negligence occur when you fail to take a reasonable precaution to protect yourself from the harm of others. This may be used by the courts to reduce your compensation. Third, risky activity and inherent risk. When you participate in activities that are deemed inherently dangerous, such as extreme or adventure sport, you are expected to assume the risk associated with this activity. What are the major exclusions under this policy? This policy does not cover: first, liability assumed by agreement; second, liability to pay compensation under Workers' Compensation Act; third, liability in respect of loss of damage to your own property or property under your custody, care and control; fourth, liability arising from fire, earthquake, explosion, flood, pollution and contamination; and lastly, pure financial loss.